Hi guys, and welcome to today's, virtual podcast episode, our second one actually. My camera is not working currently, it's a bit of a technical issue, but on the screen with me right now is Alwyn van Beek, who is the head of developer success at IXO. Alwyn is also a seasoned engineer in energetic social entrepreneur with extensive knowledge and experience of software development, solutions designer, project manager, and evangelist. Sorry, my English is not that great, but that's a lot of accomplishments so far. He is especially proud of setting up and managing the Absa Software Development Studio called Aliens until leaving in 2018 to scale the Younglings program that was incubated from within the Aliens studio. Passionate about the Younglings program until the very last breath. He is also deeply committed to Unveil and our incredible vision, part of our amazing team, buzzing with creativity. Hello, Alwyn, how are you doing?
Hey, Emil, good, and you? Thanks. Thanks for the intro.
No problem. We deal with everyone to, get everyone out there and inside of who we're dealing with and what they do. I guess what I want to know is, what is Younglings?
Yeah, Younglings is my heart's passion. It's not just mine; it's a few other people's as well. We incubated it from inside, like you said, the Aliens office back then in Cape Town, Longcliffe Studios, and then from there it just grew from strength to strength, and now it's a thriving standalone non-profit organization. It's a public benefit organization as well, so there are multiple tax benefits to donors, and our aim is to nurture young people between 18 and 28 years old, and nurture them into becoming kick-ass software developers, and be able to sustain themselves in the technology industry.
That is perfect. Now, as everyone over here on YouTube, or I guess our audience knows that I do work for EPF, I run the studio. But what is the relationship between you guys, Younglings, and Empire Partner Foundation? I know both of you guys are NGOs / MPOs, but where do you guys gel, or where is the good mixture between the two?
Yeah, I think the name, the Empire Partner part of it, Foundation, actually that says it all. And I must thank Sakile Malinga, is on our committee, on the Younglings committee, and he introduced me to Nathan Marimutu, and he introduced Younglings to EPF. And it's just been such an energetic and amazing collaboration around. I just think the way Nathan thinks about the future and where EPF is going, and how we want to literally change the way our youth thinks about South Africa and thinks about job opportunities and opportunities in general. We just want to change that narrative completely and make it it's a no-brainer for somebody, a young person who's got access to a computer and who's done some software development or even design or software product development, that they would want to participate in these hackathons. And what really drew me to the EPF vision is that these hackathons are about, it's about solving, there are 10 focus areas that our youth is trying to solve alongside EPF and Younglings. And our first one went tremendously well over the weekend. I'm so proud of how the Younglings alumni leaders stepped up and supported. I'm just so proud of how our team of 10 Younglings, the Younglings Warriors, that was their name. I'm just so proud of how they stepped up and threw themselves into the hackathon completely. Yeah, fantastic.
Because I remember I was a part of that hackathon. I was part of the Discord management team, and I will say it was very interesting seeing how each group works. But I will say with the Younglings, I saw that with them, everyone was kind of treating each other like a family, I guess. Because I think you remember, if you told me correctly, that they were all together at the office, or some of them were offline.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something over there already, showing the dedication.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to know is, what do you see in the future for EPF and Younglings? Do you see more projects other than hackathons, or just strictly hackathons right now?
I think the vision is big. So we want to scale to something really big, and not just in terms of having hackathons. That's the starting point, I guess. I think from here, the other parts of Empire could be the collaboration between Empire and Younglings, could be that the Younglings teams could be building out products and building out their own products and creating these entrepreneurial ventures that are incubated inside Younglings while they're with us, and then that grows out into the broader perspective and maybe gets adopted by the Empire Group as further acceleration of those. Now, we've been playing with this idea since 2019, where it's called the founders and builders. So we would, at the end of towards a specialization phase for Younglings, for a cohort, they would have a very special hackathon, internal hackathon. We, in the past, did invite some external people in, and then they would judge and find the winning Younglings team. And that team alongside, typically was around the top 5, because they were all good ideas, but depending on the quality of the ideas, then those would become founders. So the winning team would choose one person to be the founder, and that founder would then be able to use an internal currency that we created called the Ling. And that currency would be what they use then to hire builders. And builders are from the Younglings team itself, the ones who are not founders. And we tried to create an environment where we had this job market going, where founders would be able to hire and fire the builders every 2 weeks. So like a sprint, an agile sprint cycle. Yeah, it was really cool.
It's
And
like almost teaching them life skills for ahead of time for later in life.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I actually wanted to find out from you guys is, can anyone join Younglings, Younglings, or is it just strictly to universities, or do you find them yourself?
It's a combination of all of those, but I think the ultimate, like the bottom line is, it needs to be somebody who's between 18 years old and 28 years old. Also, we prefer people who did not necessarily go to university. We prefer people who come straight out of school, who come straight out of high school, and they know they've got a passion for software development. They maybe just want to take a gap year and test out the waters. And those are the people that we believe would be quite successful as software developers in the long term, because it's quite a journey. It actually takes about 2 to 3 years straight out of high school towards getting your first real job as a software developer. But luckily, the industry has already gotten a few of these blocks in place where you can just have your journey down that road. So
Yep.
yeah.
Speaking of that, like at EPF right now, we have the Innovation Campus, and within the Innovation Campus, we have students who are either in their final year or second year of programming or business analysts, and they're coming over to do an internship for the time being. So you guys
Yeah.
would have something similar to that in that case, right?
We would feed into that, for example. So we would want to find those kids at school who at high school did IT, and in the Western Cape there are approximately 750 of those every year that pass IT. Only about 350 of those actually go and study comp sci or any of the, like at the universities, like software development. So it's the 400 number that we're looking at that drove us from the start. Those 400 per year is what we want to get into the program and prepare them for the workplace, prepare them for that internship, etc. Yeah, so that's where we're going.
And I guess finally, and this I guess for like people who watch this, like the students who watch the videos and stuff from us, what do you suspect for the next hackathon with EPF and Younglings together? Do you think it's going to be a good outcome? Do you think it's going to be more challenging than the previous one we had with you guys? What do you think overall?
I think my first hope is that the Younglings leaders can actually step up and assist you with the Discord, working the Discord and working the groups in the next sprint and have a more active role in that, number one. Number two, I'm hoping that the challenge is also focused on the Sustainable Development Goals by the UN again, and that we tackle the next one perhaps, which is, I think it's called work opportunities. It's similar to like education, but there's the decent work is another one of these 17 SDGs. So I'm hoping that we can tackle that one, and that the people joining is just surpasses the number, that we get to the 500 mark, or if not possible, that we at least get another 300 again.
That is perfect. I hope we get a big, like more than 300 this time. It's,
Yeah.
challenging for all of us, and we will definitely, I guess, like the help from you guys as well, or we will, give you guys admin rights and everything on Discord.
Yeah.
My question for you, since you've been in business for a while, long, and I can see you have a passion for, helping the youth get to, better places now. What advice do you have for, general youth out there, for people who want to get into software development but don't know or don't, they're afraid to get into it?
Yeah, we actually we had the Absa team down yesterday. They support us quite a lot, and these beautiful offices are provided by them, and just like the support they've been giving us since 2016. And we had this conversation yesterday. Our team was asked, so what makes you worried about going into software development? And they said, I'm scared of making mistakes. And it's something, as somebody who's been in the industry for a little bit longer, I'm still scared of making mistakes. And people around me said the same. They're still scared of making mistakes. But don't worry about it. It's not going to be the end of the world. For example, if you are working on a product with Absa, that team is not going to allow you to make changes to the code that will bring down the whole of Absa. It's not going to happen. They're going to protect you. They're going to keep you away from the sensitive code. They're going to make sure that they take you on a journey. They're going to mentor you to get to the place where you add value and you just contribute. And I think the biggest thing to say is just be your authentic self. Just come out there. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say what you feel and think. People understand that you're young and you're at the start of your journey. Just put yourself out there and and grab the bull by the horns. Be brave.
Well, everyone, for hearing that, that was Alwyn speaking about, giving some really great inspiration there. And Alwyn, I would like to actually say thank you so much for coming on to the interview today. And I know it's like a whole big rush and thing. I know you said you got to bounce just now, but we'll end it here early. Thank you so much for coming on, and I hope we, work more in the future, even after all the hackathons are done.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Mabeel.
All the best, man. Bye.
Keep well. Ciao. Bye.